Hello, everyone. Dear authors and invited guests, welcome to Technical Session 1B. Myself, Ayush Garg, and this session would be moderated by me. On behalf of Global Knowledge Research Foundation, it's my great pleasure to welcome you all to the 7th World Conference on Smart Films in System Security and Sustainability, World S4 2023, London, UK. The 7th edition of the conference is being organized in a hybrid mode. The physical event was held in London, UK on 21st August 2023, and the virtual event is being held through Zoom today, tomorrow, that is 23rd and 24th August 2023. I hope you will enjoy the knowledgeable and interactive session through the day. In this session, we have six presentations. Each presenter will be given 12 minutes for the presentation and 3 minutes for question and answer. On 10th minute, I will raise a gentle reminder. There is another request to all the participants that you all stay connected with us till the closing remarks. If you have any query or update, then you can write it to me in the chat box. Just before we start the session, I would like to introduce you all to the chair of this session. Professor Balveer D is director of the Center of Communications Technology Research Group. He obtained his PhD from University of North London, UK. Had worked as an academic at Open University and Leeds University. Prior to this, he was a research and developer, electronic engineer in the Future Product Department at Teledyne Defense and at ITVT Philips in Cambridge. His research is in the area of microwave wireless communication encompassing 5G mobile phones to satellite technology. Our next session chair is Dr. N.A. Rajan. He presently working with Dean College of Arts and Science, Goa, as an associate professor in the Department of Information Technology. He has been in the field of education for 18 years. His special interest is in learning management system tools for teaching and learning environment, her teaching assistant. He is also interested to be an auditor for academic and higher education. I welcome you to this conference. Sir and ma'am, if you want to introduce yourself for 1 minute, you are open to do so.
Yeah, I would really like to wish all the participants best wishes from my end, and I hope they enjoy all the sessions, all those who are there. And thank you.
Absolutely, I agree with you. We have a very interesting list of presentations today, and I'm looking forward to listening to the presentations. And everyone, thank you very much for actually sending your papers and presenting at the conference. Thank you.
Moving forward, now I would like to start with paper. Christian to present his paper on development of embedded system for mobility, narrative review. You may please start your presentation.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Everybody can hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So we'll start with sharing my screen.
Yes, sir.
So can you see my presentation right now?
Yes.
Okay. Then we'll start with the presentation for today. Hello, everybody. Welcome to my presentation, Development of Embedded System for Mobility and Narrative Review. My name is Christian Schlager. I'm involved in the Institute of Technical Informatics at the Technical University of Graz in Austria. Since March 2021, this means I've been PhD student for more than 2 years now. Furthermore, in industry, I'm inter-certified competent assessor. This means I'm allowed to lead assessments for assessing embedded systems, especially in the automotive domain. And I'm also a member of the working group Socrates. This working group Socrates contains of leading tier 1 suppliers sharing their knowledge. Therein, for example, Bosch, ZF, Hella, Magna, EBL, and so on. So, what is the presentation part? I divided into different parts. First, I give a short introduction to development standards and the so-called development process behind. Then I give you an overview of the standards I selected for developing embedded systems for mobility. The third one is evaluation of the selected standards against some criteria I found out during the evaluation of the standards. And finally, the conclusion, of course, which standard fits best for development of embedded systems for mobility. So, first of all, I'll give a short introduction to embedded systems. They usually consist at least of software and electronic. And sometimes you have also electromechanics. When we think of an e-drive system, this is the electric motor. And when you have a mechanical gearbox, then you also have to consider mechanic. On the right, you can see in the picture how the embedded system is built up. You have the embedded hardware and software in the middle. This is usually a microcontroller. We have connectors to the PCB where sensors are connected. This can be a pressure sensor, temperature sensor, rotation sensor, whatever. And you have communication, incoming communication. On the one hand, on the other hand, you have communication which is going out from the controller, and you have actuators, which are usually motors. Of course, you have links to other systems, which is usually done by communication, which is shown also in there. But usually, by communication, you communicate with our embedded systems. And in some cases, you even have a user interface, HMI, when you consider HMI. So, the development process, all the standards, all the standards follow the so-called V model. You have, on the one hand, you have the system requirements and the system architectural design, where the system is always the scope of the embedded system that is considered. This is usually done in a project, so this means this always fits to the scope of the project. Here you can see in dotted line the traceability. This means requirements which are written down here have to be validated here. So the test case needs to be sticked to at least one requirement. And this is also for system architectural design. And when we come here, we have software requirements. software design, implementation, integration, and test. And here we have also the same situation. You have software requirements, and these need to be validated by test cases. What you also can have here is not only software requirements but also hardware requirements, electromechanical requirements, mechanical requirements. So I say on the top you have the system level, and on the bottom you have the component level. The component can be software, electronic, electromechanic, or mechanic. In some cases, you may have different components like optical component and so on. Then I come to the selected standards. The first one is the Microsoft Secure Development Lifecycle. Here we come from the first impressions from the field, the green. We go through the green phases, which are the development itself, and we also consider the responses, the feedback from the field. Next one is the IEEE cybersecurity standard. This defines flaws that should be avoided to develop secure embedded systems mobility. This can be also, for example, earn trust, presume trust, and never process messages that come from unsecured or untrusted sources. Common criteria is also evaluated in this presentation. In the middle, you have the TUE, the type of evaluation, and it's used, the common criteria is used for evaluation of IT systems. And the first step, you'll have a look at whether the TUE is sufficient. And then the second step, you have a look whether the TUE is correct. Then automotive supplies. You have development processes for different domains, like system engineering. The system, as I already mentioned, is the scope of the project. You have software engineering. These processes are marked in blue background color. You have project management, supply monitoring, quality assurance, configuration management, problem resolution management, and change management. And this model has the so-called plugin concept implemented. So in future, there always also will be hardware engineering processes. So in the next release, which will be released this year, there always also will be hardware engineering processes. And the plugin model also on engineering processes. It's only for the project, for the product, not for the organization. And now CMMI defines processes for the organization, for purchasing, and also for development. And what it does, like automotive spice, it defines levels, like initial, managed, defined, and so on. But he
Apologize for the
might. Sorry.
I apologize for the interruption, but would you kindly consider concluding your presentation as we have only 2 minutes remaining?
Okay, sorry for that. So selected standards, I have just another one for rail motive. It is for safety software, safety related software, and it is especially developed for traceability. Traceability means from software requirements to software architecture, software design, and tests, and so on. This is very focused in here. And another one is aviation, the DU-178C. It's the same, or nearly the same as the for motive. It's also for traceability, and the DAL defined, which means assurance level, which means DAL A means catastrophic. It has a lot of impact on the software, and to DAL E means no impact on the software, and this is based on the seal level defined in the IC 61508. Seal means software integrity level. So what I got here, I find out undefined processes which can be evaluated. Safety considered, security considered, or the interfaces to other processes. Yes or no? The process groups defined. This is especially very interesting for people in companies who have to stick certain process groups to certain departments like system engineering. And is it possible to cut down the time of development? It means reduce time of execution, time to market. The result here is written down here in this table. You have 7 models defined, as I showed you, and 6 aspects. So this aspect number 1, for example, is defined processes. You have low, which means the process does not consider this aspect at all. High means the process model the standard defines and considers the aspect at all. And medium means it's not explicitly mentioned in the standard, but the standard can easily be extended. And the only ones who have at least all defined, or yeah, we have at least all defined automotive parts in CMMI. And I come to the slide. CMI defined processes for organization, procurement, and development. And if you focus on development only, automotive parts will be the best. So, well, I admit this has been a lot of information to you. So I guess there will be some questions in the near future. But for now, I will close down the document, the presentation, and thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Mr. Christian. I request session chairs, if they have any kind of question, we have allotted next 2 minutes for question and answer session.
Yeah, I've got one question. What kind of sensors are you connecting to your embedded system?
One.
Yeah, the sensors. What kind of sensors and actuators are you connecting?
So sensors usually a temperature sensor,
Okay.
or a pressure sensor, or a frequency sensor. For example, when you consider a gearbox, this is the domain I'm working in. And
Right.
for the actuator, this can be some welfares, for example, or an electric motor, or any switch, any digital switch you handle here.
Understand.
And
Right. Thank you so much.
Sorry. What is very important is these sensors and the actuators are not part of the PCB in there, so they are connected with our wire cables.
Right. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good one, but it is a narrative review. Have you thought of any concrete application?
No, I did not. I wanted to make it very abstract, but if I can give you an application for that, I'm working in the gearbox development, and the ear gearbox, which means a gearbox with an electric motor, is such an application of an
Okay.
embedded system. So you have
I think whatever you have expressed here, you should also try to implement to what level you get a better product as such using this embedded systems. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Christian and session chairs. Now proceeding further, I would like to call Kwang Sik Chung to present his paper on integrated learner-centered learning activities, support service for learning information, learning notices, and learning question and answer. You may please start your presentation. Mr. Kwang,
Ayush, I think this presenter is not available, so kindly please wait for
okay, ma'am. Moving forward, now I would like to call Neelam Chaudhary to present her paper on performance comparison of ResNet 50v2 and VGG116 model for features extraction in deep learning. You may please start your presentation. Ms. Neelam. Moving forward, uh, I would like to start the paper with Anis Slav to present his paper on prospects and problem in the application of AI in refugee status determination procedures. You may please start your presentation.
Hello, everyone. I've shared my presentation in our mutual chat for your convenience, so you can open it by yourself. And now I will try to share my screen. A few seconds, please. Easy, please. Unfortunately, I have some technical issues in sharing my screen, but for your convenience, I invite you to open my presentation, which I shared in our mutual chat. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes,
We can hear you.
Yeah. Oh, perfect. Thank you for your help. Let me introduce myself. I'm a student in Russian university, PhD student, and also I'm a CEO and chief manager of extradition law firm of Moscow. our law firm provides help for our clients all around the world who are trying to find asylum in Russian Federation. So one of the grounds to receive such help from extradition defense, we are providing our expertise to provide refugee status for such clients. So I tried to analyze prospects and problems in application of artificial intelligence in refugee status determination procedures. These procedures can be applicable not only in national level of any country, but also in international level of United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, who developed global and worldwide recognized documents which regulates such area. So this article analyzes the promising extension of artificial intelligence in international human rights law area, in particular in refugee status determination procedures by UNHCR and migration services of states. The essential issues of possibilities of applying AI in legal procedures by the party making decisions on granting refugee status, as well as by asylum seekers himself, are considered. The scope for using AI as a means of optimizing decision making, preventing typical mistakes, so-called human type mistakes, as well as an additional remedy to respect the interests of the applicants, are considered. Problematic issues have been raised that require additional discussion and amendments to the legislative acts of states and international treaties for the early introduction of the possibility of AI widespread application in the legal procedures under consideration, both in the interests of UNHCR and states providing asylum in order to ensure the virtual protection of asylum seekers' rights. So in my paper, I considered questions not only to minimize typical mistakes that human can make during refugee status determination procedures, but also I raise some question: is it possible for the period of time for now to use AI as a so-called virtual advocates in order to not only to avoid typical mistakes by governments and other decision-making parties, but also to use AI as advocates in order to help seekers of such asylum. So to improve this area, some international treaties and international legislative acts should be created in nearest future in order to enforce and to be more convenient using of AI in international human rights law area. Thank you for your attention. I would be happy to answer all your questions. So in this, yes, in my presentation, I mentioned some regulative acts. For example, this slide shows the Council of Europe and European Commission for Efficiency of Justice that specified, and in the next slide, there are also specific regulations about AI and rules of law, capacity building for judicial system. There are some ethical norms are mentioned in these regulative acts. For example, the main and probably the well-known regulative international act is the European Commission for the Efficiency of Justice. which provides five, yes, in previous slide it was mentioned, five ethical norms for using artificial intelligence. Yes, this is the five principles of the ethical charter of the use of artificial intelligence in medical systems. And these five principles, for my opinion, should be widespread not only in European continent, but worldwide in United Nations level for the global introduction of these norms of using artificial intelligence. Yeah, this is areas where United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees for now uses AI, but it's limited all like not to providing a decision on RSD, but it's like more like helpful information, but not such widespreadly used information to provide such decision on RSD, which means refugee status determination procedures. Thank you. I would be glad to answer your questions.
Thank you so much. This was a very interesting presentation. As you know, AI is proliferating around the world, and your ethical charter using AI is extremely important. I think your work needs to be disseminated, obviously, further and wider as well, because it's quite important. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for your attention.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. It was a good presentation. But any AI techniques you have looked into, or ML learning, any techniques?
We are looking to use specific AI applications in our work, but currently there are not specific AI tools that would help us as representatives of our clients. We are hoping that in nearest future, some specific applications would be probably for free or for money represented to widespread using in this area. But for now, we're using like widely spread like ChatGPT and etc. There are no specific tools to work with such questions.
Okay, okay, thank you.
Thank you for your attention and your questions.
Thank you so much. Now let's proceed further. I would like to invite Mr. Mahak to present his paper on relationship of IT governance domain with a case study of an application of one price fuel in Indonesia by National Oil Company. Can you please start your presentation?
Okay, let me share my screen first. Okay, is it the screen visible?
Yes.
Okay. Let me start. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished attendees, and fellow researchers. I'm truly honored to stand before you today as we gather virtually for the World Conference Smart Trend in System Security and Sustainability, or also known as WS4. My name is Kusuma Anggraito, and I am here to present my research paper titled The Relationship of IT Governance Domain with a case study of the application of one price fuel in Indonesia by a national oil company. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, as we witness the rapid evolution of technology, organizations, irrespectively of their size and nature, have embraced IT governance frameworks to ensure that their IT strategies align with their overall business objectives. In the following presentation, I will delve deeper into intricate relationship between IT governance domains and one price fuel policy in Indonesia, showcasing how effective IT governance facilitated the alignment of IT strategies with overarching business goals. As we focus our lens on the one price fuel in Indonesia, we come to realize the pivotal role of IT governance in ensuring the smooth operation and management of complex systems. This initiative would be a grand endeavor in aiming for a unified fuel pricing system across across all of region of Indonesia. This initiative requires a meticulous orchestration of IT infrastructure, data management, and communication network. Now, as we delve deeper into the theoretical underpinning of our study, let's explore the various domains that constitute the framework of IT governance, a framework that the National Oil Company and other organizations deploy to establish effective governance over their IT system and processes. The first domain we encounter is strategic alignment. This domain serves as a linchpin, ensuring that the initiatives undertaken within the realm of IT are in perfect harmony with the overarching strategic objectives and goals of the organization. Value delivery, the second domain, assumes the role of an efficiency optimizer. Risk management, the third domain, safeguard against potential pitfalls that could hinder the journey towards success. And efficiency remains at the heart of the fourth domain, the resource management. And the fifth domain, performance measurement, introduces a critical layer of accountability. Okay. As our exploration of the One Price Fuel Indonesia initiative continues, let's delve into a historical backdrop that gave rise to this ambitious endeavor, the implementation of the single price fuel policy in Indonesia. The journey toward the unified fuel pricing system commenced in 2017, the One Price Fuel program launched by Indonesian government. This program set its sights on an audacious goal to level the playing field by equalizing fuel prices across the entire Indonesian archipelago. The initiative debuted as a pilot project in a remote and outermost region marked by geographical challenge and disparity. The essence of this program was to combat the long-standing inequality that stemmed from a location-based fuel price disparity. The fuel price variation between urban hubs and remote areas had profound implications for the welfare of communities residing in the latter. The One Price Fuel program aimed to bridge this gap, elevating the quality of life and prosperity of the communities that had long grappled with this disparity. Right now, let's move on into the conceptual model. All right, this conceptual model serves as our guide, offering insight to the IT governance of One Price Fuel program in Indonesia. Within its framework, we encounter the constellation of key entities that collectively shape the trajectory of this initiative. At the heart of this model, we find the government of Indonesia, a central authority responsible for setting the policies that frame the One Price Fuel program. This policy-making role serves as a foundational bedrock, providing the blueprint that guides the entire initiative. Next one is the National Oil Company, the functioning as a fuel management entity, emerged as a pivotal player. The company shoulders the responsibility of overseeing the multifaceted aspect of IT governance. And this oversight spans critical domains such as infrastructure, risk management, security, and data management. The next is the consumer as an active participant, engaged with the initiative through the company's application system. And lastly, this is the fuel providers. Their actions are intrinsically linked to the demand generated through the application system. Now, let us continue to the domain explanation. Firstly is strategic alignment. Strategic alignment is a fundamental principle in information system strategy. The implementation of IT management within the company can be broken down into three critical stages. The first one is pre-implementation, and the second one is implementation, and lastly is development. Each stage plays a distinctive role in shaping the company's IT landscape and driving the strategic alignment. And the second domain is value delivery. Within this domain, the National Oil Company stands as an exemplar of IT value delivery, illustrating how consistent value proposition during the delivery cycle can propel business success. Allow me to illustrate this through tangible examples. Firstly, is legal obligation and accountability. The National Oil Company's successful journey in IT value delivery is underscored by legal obligation. The second is governance reform and transparency. For the National Oil Company, this translates to IT playing crucial role in improved governance and public service. The third is pressure for accurate and reliable data. Pressure for administrator, manager, and customers compels organizations to ensure accurate and reliable data, enables them to meet the demand precise information. And the fourth one is top management support. As mentioned, The top management support and understanding emerge as pivotal for effective IT management, and the national oil company mirrors this sentiment. And lastly is strategic KPI modification. This pragmatic approach aligns KPIs with practically and achievability, ensuring that the strategic objectives are met and value is consistently delivered. And the third domain is performance management. It is how the national oil company has harnessed the power of performance management, leveraging its potential to elevate their operation and outcomes, such as, firstly, its alignment with organizational goals, and secondly, proactively performance management, and the third is maximizing capabilities. These actions speak volumes about the company's commitment to operational excellence and the alignment of individual and organizational aspirations. And the fourth and fifth domain is risk and resource management. By embracing risk management, the national oil company epitomized the prudent approach to operational resilience. Their strategy empowers them to navigate the complex landscape of IT risk while continuing to deliver excellence in service. And by integrating the HR function across the organization and its subsidiaries, they've aligned their HR strategies with their overarching business plan. This approach is a testament to their commitment to the excellence. Right. As we navigate the intricate landscape of our research, it's imperative to shine a light on the strength of our conceptual model. Let's delve into a key strength that sets this model apart. So firstly is clarity of entities and components. Our model strength lies in its clarity. It vividly represents the main entities at the heart of one prize field program. This lucid portrayal extends to the crucial components of IT governance relevant to the program. The second is the overall structure and relationship. Structured and organized, our model arrives a framework that showcases the intricate relationship between the program's core entities and IT governance components. And the third is identification of influencing factors. By considering these factors, we are primed to unearth the crucial touchpoints that require meticulous attention and enhancement. And the fourth is focus on IT governance domain. This razor-sharp focus facilitates a comprehensive evaluation of the program's IT governance practices, enabling us to analyze it across multiple dimensions. And last is catalyst for analysis and further research. A beacon for analysis, our conceptual model doesn't merely conclude here. It's a stepping stone for further research. It offers an initial scaffold upon which we can build, expand, and refine. As we examine the strength of our conceptual model, it is equally important to address its weaknesses also. So the first one is the lack of specificity. Okay. The solution is to enrich the model specificity. We propose conducting a detailed analysis for each IT governance component. We advocate for the inclusion of case study for practical examples, illumination that vividly portrays how these components operate within the one prize field program. The secondly is limited of contextualization. To fortify our model contextualization, we propose through research into distinctive challenges, such as cultural nuances and the regulatory landscape specific to one prize field program. Incorporating these elements into model not only adds depth, but also ensures that our framework resonates with the program essence. The third one is oversimplification. To address this challenge, we advocate for the development of more comprehensive representation of relationship and interaction. Incorporating feedback experts and practitioners will provide a real-world insight, enabling us to refine the model to mirror the authentic complexity. And the fourth is absence of feedback loops. To integrate the feedback loops, we recommend infusing model with a mechanism that showcase ongoing monitoring, evaluation, and adjustment cycles. These loops serve as a backbone of improvement and adaptation. And the fifth is incomplete identification of influencing factors. To comprehensively identify these factors, we propose through a risk analysis. This analysis should encompass a wider scope of challenges, risks, and enablers, providing a more holistic view of the landscape. And the last is lack of measurement and evaluation. To fill this gap, we suggest integrating mechanism for measuring the evaluative performance within the model. This involves defining relevant key performance indicators or KPI that resonate with the program objective. Okay, from the research we've come through, we can conclude that the case study demonstrates the necessity of robust IT governance practice to ensure smooth operation and management of system and processes. The national oil company ensures that its IT system align with the company objective and strategy and being accountable to the board of directors and executive management. Despite challenges, the company remains focused on its goal and strive to provide excellent service to the country. We celebrate the strength of our conceptual model, its clarity, structural elegance, and focus on critical IT governance components. Yet we also embrace its weaknesses, recognizing areas for growth and improvement. The solution we propose provide the map to refining our model and elevating its effectiveness. And lastly, it is important to remember that this isn't a conclusion, but rather a continuation, a step forward into the landscape of action and execution. Okay, maybe that brings us to the end. Any questions from the chair?
Just one question, actually. Your policy of one price, doesn't it stifle competition and therefore the price may just inflate?
Okay. Firstly, the national oil companies try to make the unified fuel price over Indonesia. So whenever there some surge prices or downside prices, it also changes unified. So not only at the urban area that the price will surge, but with the calculation and maybe the calculation and the what it's called for the advanced calculation, the national oil company can strive to make the surge not as big as that, like the war and other world increasing the fuel prices. So maybe like that.
So this suggests to me that there's only one company, the national company, which supplies oil, yeah?
No,
in Indonesia.
For public companies, it's only one, the national oil company or Pertamina one.
Okay, great, thank you. Cheers.
Thank you.
Yeah, I would just like to ask is, you have said one price fuel in Indonesia, and one question is that, is it a government thing that you all didn't have before, one price for all this fuel, or what was the issue? I mean, what was that issue? Did you study why there is such a problem and why we have to have this one price fuel in Indonesia? And the second thing is, you only said that the weakness is that you all have not tried this anywhere. See, a model gets certain weightages when you actually implement this, at least one sector of the IT component, governance component, because there are many components in IT governance, and implement at least a small part, and then validate it whether it will work for the others. That's my just observations. You can think over.
Okay, thank you for the question. So as we know, there are many aspects to contribute this one price fuel policy. As we know, there's much aspect rather than IT aspect, like maybe a distribution aspect and more like a policy from the government. But in this research, I specifically want to analyze how the national oil company strive through the one price fuel policy from 2017 until 2018 or 2019, I assume, in aspect of their IT governance and how the distribution of the oil is how the oil is distributed fairly.
Yeah, you can think over these problems because you can address them in your later on studies also
Yeah.
by implementing.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Annie. Maybe can continue.
Thank you, Chair. Now, moving towards the last presentation, I would like to call Mohammed Fakhrul present his paper on the need for energy efficient network, a review of green communication system and network architectures. You may please start your presentation.
Hello, can you help me to present my PowerPoint?
Can you please repeat?
Can you help me present my slide? Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Today I will present the paper, The Need for Energy Efficient Networks, a review of green communication system and network architecture. This paper, sorry, I cannot start my video. Stop. This paper highlights the importance of energy efficient network amid environmental and technological challenge. I will summarize the aspect discussing the relevance of green communication system strategy for designing efficient network and showcasing sustainable communication technology. Now let's start with a consist overview. This next slide. Okay. In the slide 2, in this presentation, we dove into a comprehensive exploration of green communication system and network architecture. We address the imperative for energy we address the imperative for energy efficient network by navigating through challenges related to energy consumption in this network. We allocate solutions that encompass energy efficient transmission technique, network design optimization, and the evolution of energy device. Furthermore, we delve into a compelling case study illustrating the utilization of the ultra spectral communication system, or the SCS, in green radio communication setup, showcasing its potential in curtailing energy usage and endorsing sustainability. The presentation culminates with forward-looking recommendation, spotlight the path toward energy-efficient device innovation and the assimilation of advanced radio communication technology within the realm of green communication system and network. This discourse is valuable asset for professional engineer and researcher engaged in the arena of green communication system and network architecture. Please next slide. Please next slide. Okay. In this paper, we delve into green communication system and network architecture, highlighting energy efficient network. We emphasize the importance of reducing energy consumption, carbon emission, and promoting sustainability through renewable energy and efficient strategy. In integration green metric, we assess energy efficient in communication system. Our research cover eco-friendly wireless network technique, including green network communication network system, or GRCNS, and energy efficient green communication. GRCNS use solar and wind power, while energy efficient green communication focus on power reduction through control and allocation. Our contribution over a comprehensive overview of current research in communication system and network. We address the need for energy efficient network, present challenge, propose solution, and recommended innovative technique and renewable energy integration for future research. Explore our insight into energy efficient network challenges, solution, and the path to a more sustainable communication landscape. Please next slide. The surge in communication system for high-speed internet has led to high energy use and carbon emission. The ICT sector contributes 2% of global carbon emission, promoting green communication system and network architecture. This solution reduces energy use, carbon emission, and promotes sustainability by utilizing renewable, optimizing energy, and employing green metric. This metric measure energy efficient building improvement for more sustainable system. For energy efficient wireless network strategy, including green network communication system, green radio communication network system or GRCNS, and energy efficient green communication. GRCNS manage energy through adaptive technique, while energy efficient green communication optimize resource and cut excess data transmission. Notably, IEEE Act 02.11E standard reduce energy use in wireless network. Please next slide. Okay, let's explore Green Communications Network System or GRCNS, innovative technology designed for efficient, eco-friendly operation. GRCNS include cognitive radio, RCR, software-defined network, SDR, and ultra-reliable and low-latency communication. Adapting to changing condition and demand. GRCNS consists of Green Radio Access Network, Green Core Network, and Green Backhaul Network, optimizing spectrum and energy use, implementing optimized energy usage, reduce carbon emission, and foster sustainability through CR, SDR, and URLLC technology. Please, next slide. Explore energy efficient green communication, prioritizing efficient transmission technique in designing communication system. Objective: minimize energy usage, minimize reset costs and environmental concern. Strategy: multi-hop data transfer, network holding, power control, dynamic spectrum access, multi-hop, efficient data routing, low power for long distance, network holding, fewer transmission, high efficient, and in power control is minimal power, reliability, less energy, less interference. Dynamic spectrum access, reduce consumption, energy optimization, efficient method, power management, resource allocation, and in power management in terms of idle components, save energy, and the resource allocation, optimize use, cognitive radio, efficient frequently allocation, greener communication system. Please, next slide. Please, next slide. Explore energy efficient network, crucial for saving and sustainability. Cutting energy benefit provider, reduce emission, it boosts the network speed, maintain quality. In the challenge is mobile power, quality, security, and the solution is coding multi-hub resource. Renewable like solar cut reliance on fossil fuel, awareness drive energy reduction, collaboration need for greener telco. Please, next slide. Explore green networking and emission lower, sustainability promote network impact climate reduction, optimize vital component technique, practice sustainably aligned with balance emission waste solution, performance optimized for data source, architecture management, device key, efficient via sleep mode, modulation, device, power, metric goal, impact energy, reliability, emission, performance also assess latency, throughput, loss, resilient, green network influencer clear. Please, next slide. Explore green radio design principle, energy efficient, low emission, reliable in transmission, such as power control, adaptive modulation, MIMO and H efficient, in spectrum, cognitive radio, dynamic access, sensing reduce interference, and device low power, energy harvesting, and in the ultra spectrum communication system, advanced energy spectrum efficient via ultra wideband and low power TDMA, FDMA, and H sharing and correction, USGS reduce energy, boost sustainability, reported 17% energy cut and H reliability in sensor network. Please, next slide. In conclusion, this paper provides an insightful overview of green communication system and network architecture, underscoring the importance of energy efficient network in addressing carbon emission and energy consumption in the telecommunication sector. Key challenge in designing and implementing energy efficient network have been recognized, spanning work design, transmission technique, and energy efficient device. device. Promising solutions have been highlighted, including optimizing spectrum utilization, integrating renewable energy source, and embracing advanced radio communication technology like USCS. Looking ahead, future research will prioritize several avenues. The first, the development of energy efficient device capable of harnessing renewable energy source with minimal power consumption remain essential. And second, optimizing network design and architecture to low energy usage and carbon emission, while enhancing performance and reliability should be a priority. Lastly, future exploration of advanced radio communication technology such as USGS is encouraged, aiming to refine spectrum utilization, enhance network performance, and ultimately reduce energy consumption and carbon emission. Please next slide. In wrapping up, green communication system and network architecture pave the way for a more energy efficient and sustainable future in the realm of communication network. Through collaborative endeavor and ongoing investment, we are poised to address the energy and environmental challenge of the industry. Thank you for your good attention. Thank you, everyone.
May I request the session chair to begin the question answer session?
Yeah, I mean, any communication system, the device which is very power hungry, which uses a lot of energy, is the power amplifier. And I know you've mentioned various techniques to actually improve the efficiency of the system, like dynamic spectrum allocation and using different modulation schemes. The important thing is for a system to be green is obviously to make sure that the hardware, the front end, which uses a lot of energy, needs to be, we need to design efficient, power amplifiers, things like that. That will help reduce the energy of wireless systems. But good talk anyway, excellent talk. You've provided a lot of information, and thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. You gave a review of what we need in green, I mean, to protect the environment from carbon emission. I think you should go for some concrete examples where you can really use these methods or whatever you have told us. Okay, thank you.
I sincerely thank authors for their excellent presentation, contribution in this session, and all our participants for being the part of this international conference. I hope this session was informative enough. We, on behalf of whole team, thank you for the support during the seventh version of all previous six version of this conference. We will be happy to have you in the eighth version in 2024. All the presenter would get their digital certificates through email within 2 working days. Further, all the papers have already forwarded to the Springer. The publication will be live within 6 months. So, cooperate with the team World S4 2023. Would you be so kind to offer some remarks, Professor Balveer and Professor Anirajan, to enrich our session?
Yeah, thank you so much, everyone. The presentations were excellent. We had different presentations from different people, and they were all good, informative, and I look forward to hearing from you next time. Thank you.
To this conference, the seventh conference, I mean, you all come a long way, and each year we find new domains being taken up and the speakers from various countries. So best of luck to all the presenters today and also to the organizers. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Session Chair, for chairing the session. A token of appreciation for chairing the session on behalf of Team World S4 2023, Global Knowledge Research Foundation, and partners. Thank you for your valuable presence. Dear all, I kindly request to on the camera for a quick snapshot for virtual conference.
I'm sorry, I cannot start my video. I cannot
Thank
start
you so
my
much.
camera.